Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back for another Inspired by Pinterest. This one, I just realized, just says 8 Instagram. I thought there was a name there, but there's not. So anyway, I guess you can look that up and see what you can find, but I did find this on Pinterest, as you can probably tell from the picture, but I just thought these might be fun to make because if you're like me right now, I have little bits of paper and fabric and whatever from too many different projects floating around. Well, I mean, I kind of always have that, but this is just a great scrap buster, and she's got multiple ones. That's why it kind of looks like a waterfall or something like that, but it's just a bunch of these stacked up together. So it's just all different papers. You can see there's like tracing paper, ledger paper. This looks to be like scrapbook paper with a hole punched in it. That's a piece of fabric. That's like some type of fabric, or what would you call it? Trim. A button, you know, whatever. It's just all kinds of random stuff, but I thought it might be fun to have one for the journal that I'm working on, the Frost journal, but also other journals. You could mass make these and, you know, then have a lot of them. So I have just random junk here, and then I have these. Some of these are from Shabby Dabby Doodah, these, and some of these labels. These are from my paint and play, those numbers like that. Then there's like pieces of the Frost paper. These are my paint swatches, I believe is what this one's called, and I think I shrunk these ones down because they're like really extra tiny. And then just a scrap from what we did, I think, yesterday. So yeah, and I have all this kind of random stuff just around. So anyway, I thought this was the perfect thing for that. So that's what we're doing today. And yes, this is not a new idea. It's not my idea. But it's just sometimes good to do something kind of simple that you don't have to rack your brain about for a million hours. Especially this time of the year, if you're anything like me. Just makes my life easier. So, and it's a good way to use up some of this stuff. So how are you guys? I hope you guys are good. I am doing good. Just had a busy morning like I normally do. Playing the run around like a chicken with your head cut off and get everything mailed out that you need mailed out, and you know, all that jazz that we do this time of the year. I think I might put this over here. These are just stamps. I don't even know what stamps these are. It looks like a bunch of different stuff, but it's kind of cool looking on there. I like the postcard bit. And then maybe one of these could go on here. And you can have like a piece of this might be kind of cool. You can have lace, fabric, whatever, you know, whatever you like. And we're just going to staple it at the top. And I think that'll work pretty good. And I mean, this could go in any journal. It doesn't have to be like a winter journal, a Christmas journal, any of those kind of things. It's just, that's kind of where I was heading with mine because that's what I'm working on. But I make some that aren't very like that, so... And I get this stuff, this snow stuff at, what do you call it? The Dollar Tree, if you can find it. Sometimes I go and they don't have it, so I don't know. It's just one of those play the game things. Check and see, and you might get it, you might not. I think I'll tear around that. So yeah, that's what I'm up to, trying to get all the last minute kind of shopping sort of stuff done, because I don't like to get too, I mean, I am pretty close. I'm closer than I usually am this year. I didn't get stuff done as well as I normally like to do. So, but the really, like, the week before, I'm out. Like, if I don't have it, you're not going to get it. Because I just, yeah, it gets too crazy out there and I don't want any part of it. Don't want any part of it. Yeah, I think that's good. And see, then you can use that. You can either write on these, or you can tear them out to use in a journal, whatever you decide. I need to say hugs and blessings. Hugs and blessings to Teresita, Sharon, Donna, Betty Ann, and Sandy. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your kind comments, for always watching my videos. I really appreciate all of you very much. And welcome to new subscribers. And welcome back to those of you that have been with me for a long time or a short time. I'm going to put just like a dot of glue under here just because this is kind of sticking up and I wouldn't want it to catch on things. But I am doing it up near the top so you could still, you know, tear these out if that's what you wanted to do with them. And then you can glue that down to the top of the page or whatever so that there's a little flippity-do there. And I also think it's fun to maybe put something on some of these other pages, just because that's what I'm like, for a little more interest. I'll trim this a little more. And again, I got these at Shabby Dabby Doodah. I don't remember what this one's called. I just found a page of these in my bin of random leftover digital stuff. But I know they're hers. I just don't know what the kit's called. Shabby Dabby Doodah. I love that name. It's cute. I don't know why I'm inking this one and not the other ones, but I am. So yeah, I feel like you could use this on a lot of journals. And of course, you can make yours like rust colors or, you know, whatever it is that you're wanting to have in your journal. But it's great for the randomness that just floats about on our desks and in our bins of fabric and whatever else. And this one's cool because it's pretty tatty or ratty. And this one's cool too because it's got this Y just hanging here, which is quite random. Maybe I'll take that off and like glue it somewhere so that it's not just hanging off the end down there. So maybe I'll do this one with whatever strikes my fancy. Even though that's kind of how I did the last one too. These sort of things are fun, I think. You might not be into it, but I think they're neat to use. You know, if you're not into grunge, then some of those kind of things you wouldn't like. But, you know, you saw me do the last one. You can use whatever. I mean, you could even be really precise and cut precise pieces. I do think it loses a little bit that way, but that's totally a personal preference. Yeah, obviously. As I always say, you do you. Oh, and somebody asked why with the binding that I did or am doing on the tab journal, why I didn't do it underneath the papers. And you can totally do that. You can put those tabs under, like, say, under the deli paper that I used. It just, I didn't want it that way. I wanted to have those kind of, you know, the threads and the fabric and all that on the top layer. And that was just a preference. But yeah, of course you can put it under one of the paper layers so you don't have to even see the fabric. That's, yeah, totally okay. And I kind of talked about that yesterday, but I know you hadn't seen that video yet. But because that's like what Carol Laws did with that beautiful tag journal that she made for me. So yeah, that is totally fine and quite right. I just wanted to do it different. So I did. I might put a little map in there. That might be kind of cool. South Lake Tahoe. That's near my old stomping grounds. Yeah, interesting. It makes sense. I'm sure I got the map from my husband, so. That's probably why. I don't really want to cover those up because I like the look of those, and I don't want to cover that up either. So maybe we don't want that on there. Or maybe we want something else. Like maybe just one of these at the top. I could put this little like Tim Holtz, I think it's Tim Holtz fabric. It's some kind of fabric that looks like something he would have, but it might not be because it's got the postage thing there. Maybe I'll just do that. And that one, see, you could use anywhere. And then later, if you want to, you could add a Tim Holtz paper doll or whatever, some decorative piece from a journal you're working on, or not, because it's really kind of just cool how it is. So these are great, and it'll get rid of some of this random junk that I have floating about. I mean, it's cool junk. I like it, but I don't really want it scattered all over the place, right? I do like this. I don't know what I was doing. I dyed the paper. I think I used like food dye, I'm pretty sure. Food dye, and then it was graph paper, so you can see the little graph squares, and it also made the dye turn weird colors. Yeah, so it was just something like that. Who knows? It's been a while since I did that. Bit. I like this letter too. It's very fragile. That's the only thing. I like some folded over, even though I staple it. Maybe this little bit can go on here. And then I do kind of like those numbers, so maybe I'll tuck this under here. Oops. I thought that was... Oh, I like the idea of some of this. This is that, obviously, just a lighter colored burlap. I like to pull out some of the threads. But this one's kind of nice because it's stitched at the top. So let's just take a little bit. I'm going to kind of cut sloppy. I know, now I have little strings all over. I should have put this one over here. See, this is the thing, and then you don't want to cover stuff up, right? It's so silly. Move this over. This away. And then I didn't do even staples, but I don't think that really matters that much. I could just put one of these on here for the fun of it. For some color right there. And then we could put a button. I like the darker ones, but yeah, I think I like that one. That one's really cool because it's like chipped and everything. I'm just going to glue mine on. If you wanted to stitch them on, you could stitch them on. But on camera, I don't want to deal with all that, so I'm not gonna. I don't do a lot of buttons just because they're thick. I love them. I love buttons. But every so often, I think they're kind of fun. There's another one. I mean, you could just make these like, boom, they're fast. If you got a pile of junk like I do. I kind of want to put a picture on one because, you know, I love that. You don't have to do that, but I love it. I love old photos. Especially these cute kids on a sled. I loved to sled when I was a kid. I still love it. I like to go tubing and stuff like that. I was just telling my husband before winter came this year, I'm like, we need to go tubing because that's like one of the only fun things about snow. Because I don't ski and all that. I mean, yeah, if you ski, then you probably like all kinds of things about it. But me, myself, and I, not my thing. And torn side over here. This is the frost paper, and I know I had a whole sheet. It wasn't a scrap, but I still want to use it up. You know what I mean? Because I have it printed out, so it's like, let's use it instead of just hanging on to it forever. In a box, getting bent, right? I'm putting it down here because we're going to put other stuff too. So let's have some music. Going to school, that one's cute, even though it looks like they're off school, but that's okay. It's cute. On the meadow, that's another cute one. I don't have a lot of Christmassy or snowy type ones. You see, you can even use that, so don't get rid of that. I might want, I think I'd be able to do that. This is so cool down here too, though. Maybe we want to take this off and I can use it somewhere else, like this part somewhere else. And I can put this like this just because that looks cool. Let's tear a little bit more of this. I know, I shouldn't have glued the picture on. It's okay. Thank you guys so much for your purchase of my little gift card holders. I'm glad you guys liked those. There's more in the shop if you happen to go over there and saw that they were gone. They're back. But yeah. We just had to cut some more, which didn't take too long, thankfully. I'm just going to put that up there at the top. They are handy, that's for sure. I know I'm using them this year, so That's what got us started on the whole thing, was I wanted some. So my husband made some, and then I was like, hey, I bet other people would want some. So then I put him to work, because I'm good like that. Oh, I got this too, which is kind of cool. This white, it's wallpaper. This is great to stamp with too. If you can find old textured wallpaper, you can, use it as a stamp. So that's fun. Fun stuff right there. It's a little pink at the top. It must have got ink on it. I want to cover the kiddos. So we'll take some more off. Okay, what else do I want? Anything? Some of this texture-y stuff might be cool. And then we can put maybe a little bit of blue fabric. And strings. I'm kind of just putting staples where they're needed the most, so it's not a science by any stretch of the imagination. I want some of this. Put one down there. I know, weird. I'm being weird today. Nonsensical. Okay. That one, I think I want to put a snowflake on that one somewhere. Another snowflake. It already has a snowflake, but I think I want one over there. Need a little one. A bitty little one. Those are in my shop, if that interests you. Actually, let's put it down here. Paper towel. Oh man, that one had a lot of that ash on it. I wipe them off when they're done, but they just kind of hold onto it. I don't want to break the little bit. There's that one. I like it. I don't have a lot of things to talk about today. I don't know. It's real boring around here for the most part. Because it's just hubby and I getting things together. I can't decide what I want to do for Christmas dinner. I don't do turkey. I don't cook turkey. I don't like cooking turkey. And so, I mean, I will do just a turkey breast sometimes, but I have other things I do that everybody likes more. And my son wanted pork carnitas, but I don't know if I want to do that for Christmas, so I can't decide what to do there. I like that better with that. Put that Y up there for what reason, I don't know. All right. So yeah, I'm having a dilemma with that because I can't decide what I want to do. Some years I'm very decisive, other years not so much. I'll do ham or like a pork loin or all those kind of things. I don't like messing with turkeys. They are not my kind of thing to cook. I'll do one of those breasts that you just, take it out of the freezer, stick it in the oven. That's my speed with a turkey. Other meats I'll mess with, whatever, but I don't like messing with turkey. It just grosses me out and then I don't want to eat it. They're kind of disgusting birds. I don't know why we've all eaten that for so long. I do like turkey, like I like a turkey sandwich and all that, but I don't like cooking it. I know I'm weird. Because most everybody else I know is just fine with it. It's another weird me thing. Some of these that I poked the holes in. Oh, I know. I wanted to do... I can actually do like this. A random scrap from who knows where. And I'm kind of going with all the same colorway because that's what I pulled out. But obviously you could do these in whatever color way you're using or messing with, You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. That needs a iron. I need one of those little craft irons. That would be real cool. I think those would be fun. Well, handy, because you could just real quick. I want to drag out the whole iron for, a strip of fabric. Like that. I like that dark blue. But I don't like the way that's rolling. Oh, that side's more blue. Helps if you have the right side of the fabric out. Am I right? Yes. Okay, I think that's good. And you could also, you might want to tack it a little bit, but you could run it through your sewing machine too. And that would be a good way to do it. Obviously don't put a button on there until after. I do like that button. It's a little bit blue and almost black. It's kind of cool. I think I'll put that right there. It's not actually, I mean, it is sticking up, but I think it's almost becoming level with that area, which is weird. See the little glue bubbles or glue that pushed through the button holes. I have figured out with hot glue, if you get it somewhere you don't want it, if you use your heat tool, it melts it so that you can either get it off of there or it flattens it out, you know, so it looks better. So that's probably what I'll do to that. I like this lady. He also cracks me up. These are in my blue winter. Well, I have a few different ones. I think this might be Winter Wonder and this is Blue Winter, or vice versa. I don't know. I have a few of those kits, and the images are larger. You can see I put 2 pages to 1 page, so they're little, but they're larger photos than this. How do I want to put her on there? I don't want to cover her head up. That might not work, huh? On this one. Different one. I can't really cut more away from that one. I could cut more off the top and the bottom, but I don't want to lose her skis and poles. So I don't think that's going to help. Cover up the 7. I kind of like that though. So, dude, these little kids are cute. That would probably work. Or the girl, this girl, because I could cut it. She's got her ice skates. I don't think that's going to be a lot different than the other lady. These guys I can cut very small. In fact, I might be able to use one of my circle punches. Where is... Sorry, I know I just shook everything. I just have them all in a basket back there, a metal basket, so it is loud and moves the whole shelf. Can I get them all in this? Oops. Can't really see their ice skates though. But they're adorable with their little smiles. We're just gonna go for it. Why not? That little guy, you can kind of tell he's on ice skates, so it works. And again, if you're not a picture fan, don't use pictures. Use something else you like. You do you, right? Okay. Let's put that on there. I think these ones are in the Let It Snow kit. Well, I know they are. But there's also little snowflakes in the snowflake kit. So it's up to you what you like. Or you might have a punch. That works too. Whatever. The best thing I can tell you with these, and I forget and I mess it up every time, but if you use the paper towel and then move to a different spot, that way you don't move the glue all over, and then make it dirty it up, you know. That one's super cute. I like how they all came out. Oh my gosh. I think that's good for now. But let me show you what we got. But if you got out a whole big pile of scraps of all different stuff, I just kind of grabbed, you know, a handful kind of thing. You could just go to town. That'd be a great thing to just sit at your TV or whatever. Little bits of fabric and paper and just make them. And then you could decorate them when you decide what journal they're going to go in or whatever. So that's a good mass make one. So this is my inspiration. And again, it says 8 Instagram. So I don't know if they like found it on Instagram and they put it on Pinterest, or if the person who made them put it on Pinterest and just did 8 Instagram. I don't even know. I'm not very tech savvy, so a lot of that kind of stuff goes over my head. But anyways, I'll show you what I did. I just want to give people credit. So if you know a name or if it's you or whatever, just let me know. I'm happy to put that in the description box. Super fun. See, this one could go any grungy journal or whatever. Doesn't even have to be grungy. So yeah, I got what, 5 of them, 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count, I promise. All right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you again soon. Love ya. Bye.